Hello everyone, it's Marie and welcome to another video. So I am here with Kyle from This is KylesLife. Well, it's actually KylesLife now, right?
Yeah, this is KylesLife, whatever.
So you might have seen him on my channel before. We did like an hour-long Skype interview back in the summer.
That was when I was in Australia.
But I've wanted to meet with Kyle in real life for a long time because we actually quit our jobs and decided to travel around the same time.
Yeah.
I think maybe you were a few months before me, but we set off about the same time. So we're kind of in the same, we've been doing it the same amount of time, but we've had very different experiences and journeys. So I wanted to kind of have Kyle tell you guys about his experience and what you kind of discovered through wanting to be a digital nomad and maybe learning things about maybe your travel style and just stories. So let's keep it really casual. And first of all, let's hear a bit about yourself. So tell everybody about you, what you've done, and that kind of stuff.
Okay. My name's Kyle, and obviously I have the YouTube channel, This is KylesLife or KylesLife. And I started the YouTube channel because I was in like an 8-year career with a supermarket job, and then I got the courage to leave that job because I'd seen the digital nomad lifestyle from other vloggers on YouTube and decided that I wanted to try that lifestyle out. I didn't have much money. I think I had £3,000, which was 5,000 Australian dollars. And then I just took that, went to Australia. Just before that, I bought a laptop and a camera and stuff just so I could set everything up, like the YouTube channel and everything. And I never had any filming experience. I never had any editing experience or anything. I just went and learned from those cheesy first videos in the beginning, and then just watched other people and just got a little bit better over time. I wanted to be a digital nomad, but as I was explaining to you earlier, I got into charity work while I was in my 12-month backpacking experience in Australia. And the charity work, well, it kind of got me interested, and I started to do my own research on poverty. And then I decided that I wanted to travel, and I wanted to travel with a bit more meaning behind it, or I wanted to find some sort of employment or job or something that has more meaning, more impact for the greater good. You know what I mean? I don't want to just go from a supermarket job to an online job and still have to work for someone else, and it's still, you have to check in, check out and all this kind of stuff, and it's still very corporate. The charity work made me feel like I could impact and help other people, helping to impact poverty in a positive way. So yeah,
I think it's important that you found that you want to travel with a purpose and you want to work with a purpose, because we were saying earlier, anyone can really take a normal job and make it online, and it depends what your reason for traveling is. Some people, I started out just wanting to travel. I wanted to travel, so I needed a job that allowed me to travel. But I realised that I'm sitting at home a lot of the time when I'm travelling, I'm working from home, and my job isn't so meaningful either. As much as I love teaching and it is meaningful to be able to see people improve, it's not meaningful for me because I'm not working for myself, I'm still working for another person. And I think too many people just try to they think that the digital nomad thing's like a quick fix. Like, you can find an online job, you can travel the world, but not everyone has meaning behind what they do. You know, not everyone, but a lot of digital nomads, you know, selling ebooks and ripping a lot of people off, trying to sell them a program that is like a quick fix, and it's not the reality of being a digital nomad. We've found it's hard to find a job online. I made a video about Upwork, one of my most watched and most hated videos, about how I hate Upwork because I found it really, really difficult to find a job on Upwork, and I think a lot of people do, but a lot of digital nomads, they pretend that it's so easy to find an online job and it's so easy to just do it, and they sell you courses and make you think it's just a quick fix and anyone can do it, and it's not so easy. It is hard, and I think it's important for people to be mindful of, I think it's important for digital nomads to be honest and to be more considerate and, you know, give out genuine advice and also be genuine to the places they're going to.
When we go to a place, we go to a place because it's cheap. We go to a place that we can work from, and it's providing us all these things that we're taking. And then we leave, and we don't ever really take an hour just to go and help someone in that community or help a charity do the jobs that they're doing or whatever. And I think that's really important that we do that as travellers. For me, if I didn't find this charity work, specifically fundraising, along the way during my digital nomad journey in Australia. If I didn't stop and do that work, I wouldn't have been able to find out more information about poverty and how we can learn to make a better impact in the world. Now, what I want to do is I want to create something that helps others, and I want to use my YouTube channel as a way to travel and still show you my travels, but I want to give back to the communities that I visit along the way, and I want to learn how I can impact communities in a better way as a traveller. I just think that's really important for this generation of travellers.
They're entering countries and they're not thinking about the country itself, and I agree with you. It's similar things are happening here in New Zealand. For example, freedom camping has been such a big thing here, and in the last couple of years freedom camping here has become a huge thing, and I've been told by a lot of locals that these days the councils and the governments are tightening up on freedom campers, because a lot of people, they'll come here, they buy a van, they'll go camping, and apparently there's been hundreds of travellers dumping waste, trash, all over the place, leaving it an absolute mess. And they're not being mindful. They're using this beautiful country and the amazing rules that there is regarding freedom camping. The ability to camp here anywhere is an incredible law, and not many countries have that. And travellers are coming here and taking advantage of it. They're not cleaning up. They're not helping in the community. They're using all the public toilets, but they're not keeping them clean. And they're not doing anything to help. No. And it's very similar in that respect too. Going to a country, using its resources, and not being mindful of, are you giving back to that country? Are you doing something for it?
Yeah. For me personally, I'm not speaking about everyone. I'm speaking about me. I feel like when I'm on this pursuit to be a digital nomad, I feel like it's all for me. I'm being selfish. I'm trying to build my brand, my reputation, my character, my money, my whatever, my travel experiences, everything. Everything's for me. There has to be a time where we think, right, hold on a minute, there's so many more travellers, there's so many more digital nomads, surely we can have a more responsible community, a more responsible travel, like, you know what I mean? Because the more people come into one area, the more we have to protect the area that we're in.
A lot of digital nomads, they'll go to developing countries and they'll just rip them of the resources and they won't put back in.
Yeah.
And I think it's so important to know that you're not just travelling to have a great time yourself, but you should also do something about it as well.
Yeah. There's so many more people coming into this.
Yeah.
And they see the benefits of that lifestyle, and the only problem is that it is a very selfish lifestyle if we don't be mindful about the fact that we have this amazing lifestyle. Surely I can give back to that community that I'm in at the moment, even if it's just for 1 hour, to help. Even if it's to help someone else learn how to work a laptop.
Yeah.
So they can eventually become a digital nomad to the community.
It kind of leads into ethical travel too, though.
Ethical travel.
In the respect of, like, what's it called? That orphanage.
Oh yeah.
What's it called? Tourism. Voluntourism, which, if you don't know about it, I'll put some links below. But that's, people, they'll go to orphanages and the children are very exploited, and it's not, you think you're helping out, but actually you're not. Yeah. Same with, going to, like, some places, especially in like Thailand and Australia, there are some places where you can go where animals are quite badly abused. Yeah. You can go ride an elephant, but you don't realise the elephant's actually not trapped well. Yeah. And it's just about being conscious. Are you going to a sanctuary that actually takes care of the animals, or are you going somewhere where they're being really exploited and they're put through a lot of pain and agony? Yeah. If you see, people in the local community, can you just help them? Is something you can do? Yeah. It's just being mindful. Don't leave trash around, and make sure you recycle and follow the etiquette of the country as well. Yeah,
because if you're thinking about traveling or doing some voluntourism where you want to go abroad and help in Africa or something like that, don't do it through an agency. Do it through the actual charity, because oftentimes the agencies, it's basically an overcharged travel package, and the hosts there, like the schools or whoever's hosting this volunteering activity, they're often undercompensated from the agency, and the travellers themselves think that they're actually going to make a difference, well in actual fact it's just they're helping to keep a cycle of travellers coming so that this agency can keep making money. And it's not solving any problems, it's just putting short-term temporary fixes so that the problem stays there and travellers can keep coming.
And it's interesting because I read a blog probably about a year ago, and it was mentioning how some people spend £2,000 on the package to go and do voluntourism. And actually if you sent £2,000 to that place, they'd do so much more with that money. They could actually build resources and employ doctors and nurses and people and teachers that are actually necessary. You going up there and spending £2,000 to play with a child or help paint a classroom, it's not going to do as much impact as you giving them £2,000. Like you could give them the money, and it's better than you going there and spending all that money. So just think about it before you go into it. Yeah, definitely research charities, because there's lots of charities where the CEOs make a lot of money, and there's some charities that really are helping out. So just do your research and be mindful. It's all about mindful travel. Be an
ethical digital nomad.
Yeah, I think it's so important to talk about.
We have to be ethical, and we have to look after the places that we go and visit. Because they give us so much. Even the people, they help us. You know, we go to a country, you were welcomed into New Zealand really well, you were welcomed into Europe really well, and I was welcomed into Australia really well, and New Zealand.
And most people are so hospitable, most locals, and they're not going to be if you don't, take care of the place and the people.
If we add up the total time that we've been travelling, we could give so much, even if it's just an hour a week. It's an authentic experience as well. If you don't go through agencies and you look for a way that you can actually make a real impact, even if it's not solving a problem, it's about giving back,
Yeah. No, I totally agree. Yeah, so this has been an interesting video, because I didn't exactly expect it to be all about ethical travel, but I think it's a really good theme.
Yeah, it's a good theme.
I think that's what this video is all about now, just ethical travel. So that's what I'll definitely title it, because we were going to talk about, well, I had a whole bunch of ideas, but I'm really glad that it's gone in this direction, and it really does relate a lot to your story, like, your journey, how you've worked in charity and realised what you... Sorry, the memory card filled up again. I really wasn't prepared for this video. But I'm so glad I've had Kyle on my channel, because, like I said, I've been following you for like a year, over a year, ever since you went to Australia.
I've been following you for the same time.
And it's been so nice to see how our journeys have been so different. And me and Andy obviously did a lot of house sitting. I did a lot of working online. You got into working in the place, which I think is just as awesome. And I'm doing that now too with my kiwi picking. And it's just great to see that digital nomad life isn't all as glamorous as they make it look, and there are situations that come up. Definitely head over to Kyle's channel to see some of the stories, like losing all your money in Australia and finding your charity job, which actually was all perfectly laid out now. You've learnt a lot from it, and I've had the same. I've missed flights, and I've been through some stresses when travelling, and it's not always easy, but it's been great to see that we've had such different journeys. And so anyway, I'm rambling now, but thank you for watching this video. It was mostly going to be a chat about travelling and digital nomad experiences, but it's turned much more into an ethical travel video, which I think is even better, because
it's a subject that needs to be talked about, I think.
And it's a subject we both feel quite strongly about, which is really good, because I think it's such an important topic, and not many people do talk about ethical travel, and more should, especially since travel is getting such a big thing now and more people are doing it. And
a new generation of green nomads.
Definitely.
Green nomads. No, but I haven't posted a video for 6 months, but that's just because I've been doing farm work. So my farm work ends now. I don't work anymore, and I go to Canada in 10 days time. So
go subscribe and follow the journey.
The videos are coming back.
Yeah, so I'm going to end this here. Thank you for watching. I hope you enjoyed hearing a bit more about ethical travel and conscious travel. So leave a comment below. What are your thoughts on voluntourism and ethical travel? Is there anything you've done when you've been traveling to help people or help the environment? And do you have any suggestions of things people can do to help when they're traveling? So yeah, we're just going to end this here, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye.